Why don't you answer this question? What is the similarity between Gillette razor blade and Nespresso cup of coffee? Confused? Can't find a similarity? There are no physical similarities, but these two businesses have the same business model called as the razor blade. And that is the topic for the day today. We'll learn all about razor blade models, how it works, advantages and disadvantages, and much more. Hi all, my name is Dheeraj Vaidya and welcome again to wallstreetmojo.com, the home for most authentic place to learn finance and accounting. Let's get started. So first let's understand what is a razor blade model. A razor blade model is nothing but a pricing tactics that is used to increase sales. What happens in this is that a specific good is sold at a loss, whereas there is a paired consumable good that is sold at a higher price to generate profits. So how does the razor blade model even work? The razor blade model entirely functions on the psychological aspects that we as human beings love a bargain and fixing a deal for a new product that is much cheaper than the already present product in the market. So let me explain this with a straightforward example. Let's say there is a writer who wants to buy a pen. She goes to the market and finds that perfect pen she has been looking for. Lightweight and has beautiful designs, but the cost of the pen is $10. So what she does, she bargains with the seller, and the seller sees an opportunity. He knows that the writer is going to use this pen for a very long time. So what he does is he makes an offer. He decides to sell the pen for $6. But here is the catch. The seller also states that this pen doesn't support any other refills apart from this custom made ones he has, and the refill costs $2. The writer seems to be fine with this arrangement. She feels that she has a bargain now, so she pays $8 for the pen and the refill, and the writer ends up buying a refill of $2 every month from the same shopkeeper. And this is precisely how this razor blade model works, and it is also called as the bait and the hook model. Now let me explain you some of the real-time applications of this technique. As the name suggests, it is widely used in this razor blade businesses. Most of us would have heard this word Gillette, right? Or have used their product. King Camp Gillette invented disposable safety razors, and he popularized this strategy in early 1900s. The razor handles were free, but the replacement blades were sold expensively. The main catch is that the razor handles does not mate with any other blades other than that of Gillette. Another example is this Nespresso coffee making machine, which is sold at a discount, but the coffee pods are sold at a higher price to compensate for the loss. Now let's zoom into the business model and see what is the crux of this technique. The main part that keeps this technique running is the factor that convinces the customers that the company's offer is an excellent value even when compared to other competitors. Another essential aspect that helps boosting this technique is habit. So when the customers are habituated to these products, they will not swap this for any other product, which essentially helps generate a steady revenue stream for the company. So the main goal of this technique is to lock the customer in the core product. This purchase of the consumables is then made a habit, just like the writer, getting attached to the pen and buying the refills every month as a habit. can do this, continuous revenue streams can be generated. So, have you ever thought about how a client binds with the product in such a model? Well, there are 4 proven mechanisms widely seen to bind the client. First mechanism is the proprietary interface. It involves making a particular consumable brand that is so unique and functions only with the model of the same brand. So just like the pen and the refill that has to be bought only at that shopkeeper's. So in most cases, the refill is protected by a patent so that the competitors do not interfere. The second mechanism is called as the contractual terms. So here, a specific product is sold at a very less price, but for a contract. So the consumer has to continuously purchase the paired consumable that is sold at a higher cost with the same brand for a definite period. The third mechanism is the consumer emotions. The consumer may develop a positive or a negative association with the product, and this helps them to lock in with the product. And the last mechanism is the consumer behavior. The company may initiate easy methods to lock in the customers with the brand based on consumer conveniences. Like in our previous example, the shopkeeper suggested the writer that he would provide free home deliveries of the refill every month on just a call, so that she doesn't need to come all the way to buy the refills. This all seems fine, but this model also has a lot of disadvantages. The first and foremost aspect is that it is difficult to start a business using this strategy. It is usually applicable in mature stages of the business. The second most important aspect is that an already present, successful company that follows this model will get the most benefits. Another disadvantage is that there is high pressure for the industry to increase exponentially. The greater the market, the greater the profit here, right? And again, the winners take the most, and therefore huge capital investments is needed to make this a success. And lastly, the razor blade model business generates vast amount of waste, and they are entirely reliable on a product or a service that expires, right? And has to be recovered from the same service provider. As a result, these business models face the heat from environmental activists. The activists blame these businesses for ecological damages caused by the product. One such prominent example is the Crux coffee machine. It was accused of increasing energy usage and generating non-recyclable waste, all this for a cup of coffee. With all that said and done, there is one crucial factor, that is, the razor blade business models is highly vulnerable to changes. The razor blade business models have started to shake with the rise in direct-to-consumer business models. One such life example is the Dollar Shave Club that flashes its lights on the high cost and the tactics used by razor companies like that of Gillette. And at the same time, they build a valuable business and sold it to Unilever for $1 billion. Replacement by subscription module also has an impact on the product sales. The company that provides the lowest subscription prices dominate the market. So this was all about razor blade model. Why don't you tell me what do you think about this in the comment section below. So this is Dheeraj Vaidya signing off. Meet you soon with another topic.